Greetings, I'm Chappers.
And I am the captain. And today...
Together and today, we're surfing the internet with the sonic powers of Yaxen.
Yaxen! Yes, NAMM 2015. I've referred to NAMM 2015 a couple of times today.
You clearly really enjoyed yourself being really ill.
I was really ill at NAMM 15, yeah. The brand that I probably came back most excited about just some of the new models that were coming out and some of the prices that they were going to be, believe it or not, was actually Jackson. Not necessarily excited in a personal, must go and buy myself one of those to play on my Captain Blues licks on, but certainly excited in the sense of I really felt that they had made some significant strides in sort of quality and price and just range, all the different colours and model options and stuff like that. So we're going to start with the JS range. Now, looking at these, there's nothing really about this guitar that screams out to me, I'm going to be really cheap. We've got the nice, shark tooth inlays, a nicely finished bound fretboard, and a really smooth, easy to play kind of satin finish maple neck. We've got a slightly arched top. We've got Jackson own brand pickups. Cheapy sort of trem, but again, it's not a terrible trem. It's just it's a bit like a sort of
it's a hardtail with options, is what I call it.
Well, it's kind of, it reminds me a little bit of like the Fender sort of 2-point style trem that they put on the USA Strats. But I suspect, this is set flat to the body, and as Rob is probably right, if we were to try and raise this off to give it a little bit of up and down sort of stuff, probably would find it's not the best trem ever. But it looks good. They've got the classic kind of ice hockey stick sort of headstock. And I really like that's a nice piece of rosewood. You can get them in some quilted top finishes if you really want to.
They feel nice to play, and they're certainly fast. And for an affordable made in China instrument, they've done very, very, very well. Put it that way. 24
frets. On a solid colour one, guys, go on, have a guess. Have a guess how much money you think this is going to take you. How many weeks of saving up do you think this is going to be?
What are the pickups on that one?
Just Jackson own brand.
I'm going to say £300.
You think so? £180.
Oh, that's cheap.
I know. It's kind of like £180. So this is the JS22, and then Rob has the JS32, which is kind of like a quilted top, hard tail sort of version, which is £245.
That's ridiculous value for money.
I thought so.
Can I just do some little tones on
Yeah, I think you should.
Just want to have a little listen.
They're basically the same pickups in each guitar. It's just, I think it's just a poplar body, arch top. So that the two guitars, apart from the fact that Rob has a slightly different bridge system on his, these should sound pretty much the same. So whatever tones you get from Rob, imagine they were from this.
Imagine they're from me. Certainly plays itself.
Not a lot to really dislike about that. They're bright. Rob mentioned as soon as we plugged in, because we had all the settings for the amplifiers set for some Schecter guitars that we'd just done in a video previously.
I backed off the mid and the treble for
right, these are, and I think that's kind of almost a typical sort of Jackson trait, really, and or certainly it's that kind of 80s sort of cutting rock sort of tone. Yeah. So I thought that the JS models really deserved a kind of a bit of a credit. Now, one of the things that is, you might sort of be going, well, but JS has been out for years, and they have been. But the 2015 range, they've gone over to a compound radius fretboard. So compound radius meaning it gets flatter the further up the board you go. So essentially, you know, it should be nice and comfortable playing for chords down here, and a bit flatter feeling for a lower action up here for your sort of, you know, your shreddy sort of stuff. We've got the shark fin, the shark tooth, inlays on the fretboard. New color options, stuff like that, and I just thought, you know, these look great. I was very impressed with these. It does say, you know, I mean, probably, you know, sooner or later the Chinese were going to get it right, weren't they? In terms of building
I mean,
guitars.
that's just going to happen. There are a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of investments gone in there over the years. So
nothing to stop you taking that guitar and turning it into an absolute monster.
Well, what would it cost you realistically? What would you do to a guitar like this? You could easily change the pickups. I always worry slightly doing that, in that, you know, you've just paid £180 for the guitar, and then you go and pay £150 to put new pickups in it, and that's your choice. But what you absolutely haven't done is increased the value of the guitar by £150. No. So be careful doing that. But yeah, you absolutely could. You could muck around with better pickups, and
I'd scallop the fretboard, put some bare knuckles in it.
Yeah,
maybe some Seymour Duncans.
Just regular, you know, affordable kind of Jackson machinists. But there we go. Time will tell kind of whether these stand up to the rigours of the road. But I think for the kind of guitar player that's just looking for a decent quality shred machine to sort of play at home and, you know, get some different tones on, I really like. So that is the JS22 and the JS32. So there are tons of different colours and models and stuff that you can go and see. I'll put links in the description of this video. The next one up that I saw at NAMM 15, and I thought, well, that's a sort of standout, I like those, were the two, some of the new Dinkies from the Pro Series. Now, I just picked, one of the things that's impressed me, so you take the orange one, one of the things that impressed me was that they really have got the colour selection to appeal to everybody. So you've got, you know, classic, bold, extreme sort of 80s colours. You've got your beautiful kind of quilty tops like this bad boy here, and let me just put this white one back, and of course you've still got, you know, if you just want a black Dinky, then feel free. You can see you've got the options of rosewood boards, you've got maple boards, you've got Floyd guitars like the ones we've got. You don't have to have a Floyd if you want. The pickups on these are all Seymour Duncan, JBs at the bridge, and a 59 at the neck. So nice combination. I don't have that combination on my personal guitar. I have a JB on mine and a Jazz in the neck. So this is a slightly hotter neck pickup than my guitar, but great. I just think the finish is beautiful. Unusual.
Yeah, that is weird, huh?
So they've gone over to a 3-bolt neck design, so that you've got a little bit less wood just where your sort of hand is going to go for playing up the top of the neck. It's quite comfortable actually, isn't it? For
it goes, Lee.
It certainly does, and again, mine will sound much the same. Got a 5-way switch on yours, or a 3-way?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the cheaper ones were just a 3-way switch. These ones now a 5-way, so you can, in fact, you can hear from the buzz. You've got some coil tap settings, so you don't have to be humbugging.
Mine doesn't have that. 5-way, you mean? I get it now. Yeah, I understand.
So again, look at that. I love this blue. That's beautiful, isn't it?
It looks a lot more expensive because of the maple board.
Yeah, but so again, loads of different colours. Now, Rob hasn't seen how much these are, so you're probably, now that I've given away kind of the fact that the ranges are all pretty cheap, you're probably going to guess these prices a bit more easily.
Well, this is going to be like a $5.99.
Yeah, pretty much bang on. So, but actually, quick insert here. I made a minor boo-boo with prices. Actually, the 2 Pro Series Dinkies that we were trying are both around about the £700 mark. A little bit dearer for the flame top one, or the quilt.
You're getting
one,
a lot of spec,
a little bit
aren't you?
cheaper. Yeah, which actually, if you now flip forward again, you'll see later in the video, depending on where Rory inserts this, kind of makes sense, because you would expect Mexico to be the dearest place of the 3 for the stuff to be made.
Because the food is better.
Well, absolutely. So, depending on the specs you go for, some of the models are a bit closer to 700, some of the models are a bit closer to £700, but they're all in that kind of general
Are these Duncan designed?
No, full US.
Full American USA
full
Duncans?
American US Duncans.
And what kind of Floyd is this?
It's got to be a licensed Floyd, probably like a 1000 series licensed Floyd. But now, interestingly, because of course some of you may know, many of you may know, that Jackson a few years ago was acquired by Fender. And what you're starting to see now is the really excellent Mexican factory that Fender produced lots of really great guitars out of for many, many years now, must be coming up for 20 odd years now, are starting to make some of the mid-price guitars that they do for, on the other brands that they own. So there's a lot of Jacksons and Charvels and EVH guitars coming out of that Mexican factory, and that, again, stunning value, great great build quality.
That looks superb.
That's a lovely looking guitar, isn't it?
Can I have a little chop on that one?
Yeah, absolutely, please do. This one, I can't remember whether this is a limited edition finish, but it's ironic, isn't it? In that clearly this sort of orangey kind of metallic finish is on vogue, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. What would you like me to back you up with? What sort of a riffage?
Well, whatever you think is appropriate. It squeals and it feels really good to play.
I thought so. I mean, I wonder if Jackson, Freudian slip of the tongue there. I think they will see the same benefit of moving their sort of mid-price guitars over to Mexico as Fender saw when they shifted theirs to Mexico, which is that, it really gives them an angle against the competition. That place builds good guitars.
Yeah.
So yeah, really quite like these. It's great to see. I think Jackson, that's probably one of the problems with when a brand like Fender acquires multiple brands.
Yeah.
In that, I think it takes a while for each brand to be shown the love. So clearly Fender has been shown the love. Gretsch has absolutely been shown the love over the last 10 years. Charvel got a little bit of love, didn't they, 2 or 3 years ago? And I think this year and last year, I think it's Jackson are being shown the love. You're seeing the kind of the might of a mega brand like Fender go, let's nail this. Let's really nail this.
Yeah.
So,
and Jackson's
I like those.
A great brand.
It's very cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Grover Jackson. He's still going as well, making guitars under a different brand now. GJ2, JG2, something.
I always
like that.
find it weird when owners of a brand move on from the brand they.
But don't they always?
Well,
I mean,
they don't have to, do they?
No, but I'm just saying, Leo Fender, Wayne Charvel, Grover Jackson.
Yeah.
Who else would we? I don't even know. Would you even say there was a? I don't know about ESP. I'm pretty sure that's not the original owner, or maybe
Mr. E.
Mr. E. Again, I'm pretty sure that the Schecter guy is not the original. Anyway, whatever. But I know what you mean. Who are you going to be working for in 10 years' time? When Chapman is a mega brand, you'll be working for another guitar brand, will you?
I don't think Chapman will be a mega brand, but I certainly wouldn't give it to someone else.
So this is really, really like these. So classic, Dinky's sort of features are the slab body, double cutaway, sort of classic super Strat kind of look. But I do like this 3-bar. That's pretty sure that's new.
Well, it gives you more area to access, but then it does stick in your palm a little bit, if I'm honest, because it's a square.
Is it what? It's that the one remaining bolt that sort of sticks.
I want to show the camera.
Yeah,
see, it is still, although it's taking away, it is still a square. So it's still, this part still sticks in the back of your hand a little bit uncomfortably if you do go up there. It allows you access, but it's not very comfortable access.
I'm very impressed with the fretwork. Up around the top here, the binding.
Yeah, that's good.
We like the truss rod, don't we? Look, we've got the special truss rod adjustment from the Sensible Place. Well, not the Sensible Place, but
what will make
the one
this
that's really, really easy to get.
Look, 5% better.
What?
A really simple thing is if they just remove the white binding.
Oh, I like the white binding.
For me, I think it cheapens the look.
Oh, wow.
I'm not saying it cheapens the guitar, but that's the kind of thing I see on more affordable, Far Eastern made guitars.
Because I'm the opposite. I think it finishes the fretboard nicely and looks nice.
I just want wood.
Have Jackson as well, and this is probably a question more for some sort of Jackson aficionados on YouTube. I think Jackson I'm pretty sure that over the years there have been 2 sort of Jackson headstock sizes. So it's the same basic shape, but in different proportions, always with the 6 aside. And I think they've gone back to a smaller sized headstock here, and I prefer it. I think it looks super smart. Or maybe they've made the logo bigger, which has made this headstock look smaller. But anyway,
who knows?
So that's the Dinkies. Again, tons and tons of Dinkies in the range. This is from the Pro series, though. So again, I'll put a link in the description below. So the last pair of guitars that we're going to have a look at are, now I think I've stitched Rob up here with a 7-string again, haven't I? Yes. Now this is called the Slat series. Now Slat is essentially SL for soloist and AT for arch top. So it's a soloist arch top. And again, much as I was saying before, you've got your look at me, I'm here colours.
Now this is the green screen special, because if I hold this up,
yeah,
Rory can make this appear to be anything he would like.
Or you've got the sort of, the quilty kind of classic, beautiful sort of top stuff. Or again, if you just want, plain black guitars or matte finish guitars, they do all that. Now, Rob's guitar, I'm not sure if it's just because it's a 7-string or whether there are different options within this range, but Rob has got the Seymour Duncan, Nazgul and Sentinel, Sentient, can't remember, whichever one it is, the Seymour Duncan pickups in there, and I've got EMG 8185 set.
These are made in Indonesia.
Are they really?
Yeah, so they're using 3 different factories.
Oh, and then they're making them in the USA as well. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing, of course, now that it's owned by Fender, Fender will have so many options and choices for where to make stuff. Well, again, Indonesia, that's probably the other, in the last 3 or 4 years, that's the other country where, when you look at things like...
it's Cortec.
Well, let's not, just in case, you might be right, but I hate to be the one that, gets the letter from Fender's legal department going, no, it's not. If you look at lots of things like Squier Classic Vibe, which we've absolutely thought was spectacular, that's all coming out of Indonesia. Yeah. So these guitars are a similar price to the Pro Series Dinkies, a little bit more expensive.
I reckon these are 630 quid.
You're pretty much bang on there, certainly for the 6 strings. Now, these guitars are both retailing for around about the sort of £530 for the 6-string and £630 for the 7-string.
It's a tremendously good price for what feels like a really nice 7-string.
Again, you've got the slightly smaller shark tooth inlays here. What sort of a shark would that be? More like a sort of a nurse shark or something like that. And of course, you've also got the 3-a-side headstock, which some people prefer. Still got choices of maple or rosewood fingerboards. Good spec. I'm can't remember whether or not the Slat series. I'm pretty sure there are Slat series guitars with Floyd roses on. So again, if you're liking the look at this but think, oh, I prefer a Floyd on this, again, whiz over to the Andertons website, type in Jackson Slats, and it'll show you every single one that's available. But let's have a little run through of your, do you want me to, again, I'll just riff and you can...
Well, let me just give you some tones.
Can I just say, again, that has got that same definition that the Keith Merrow one had.
Yes.
There's got to be something about those pickups. Would you say, I was just kind of thinking, do you think it's sort of more, it's Ibanez and Jackson are the two with the sort of skinny necks, and kind of ESP and Schecter always have the slightly sort of...
Yes.
The fatter...
I would say that Ibanez is known for very skinny necks.
Yeah, but Jackson too, I think. So
Jackson kind of cut its teeth with skinny necked looking soloists and things back in the day when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think so. And then for some reason, Schecter and ESP have always gone for a little bit more traditional style sort of thickness of neck. But yeah, so if you like the sort of skinny necks, let's see what this thing sounds like. Let's see what it's... Oh, I've put my amp on stand.
Well, it's got EMGs. It'll sound like EMGs, won't it?
Should do.
It's kind of thin.
I wonder if it... Do you think so?
It sounded quite thin to me.
I think it's because I turned my amp down because I was killing myself with volume, but...
That sounds a bit better.
Yeah, I think it might have just been where I backed off the volume, but it's certainly... It's nice to play. Nice to play. It matches my eyes as well, I think. used all my pedals all on at the same time at once. That was 80s-tastic.
It suits you.
With a chorus on the distortion.
Cool.
Anyway,
Cool.
so look, apologies for the slight cock up with the pricing, but just to recap, this one, the white one and the blue one, the first two JS ones, they're super affordable. They're around about the £200 mark. The Slat series, they're the sort of the mediumly expensive ones. So these are around about the sort of £500 to £600, and then the Pro series Dinkies, they're around about the sort of £600 to £700.
Super
so
fun
just to
80s
recap.
style dirty little shred machines.
We got properly 80s there, didn't we? And
We
there's
did.
nothing wrong with that, kids.
No. Take it easy. I've been Rob.
And I've been the captain.
Bye.